After seeing Geese do this for a couple years now, it always got me wondering.
Oh, GG's.
Oh, God.
This has to be one of the most damaging back turn punishes.
Which character has the strongest back turn punish in the game? Alright, we got a couple things to go over. The most common way to turn around is back because you're holding back to block. You could also turn around with down back to evade hides and create some space, and down forward will also evade hides as well. Turning around with forward is one frame faster than turning around with back, and it could save you in certain instances if you know what you're trying to turn around for. But there's a sweet spot slightly more towards your opponent's left back shoulder, where holding forward still won't save you, and I'll be referring to this as the perfect axis. You could also turn around by doing an attack. You could do the down jab or the down kick and it'll evade highs as well, but it leaves you in a counter hit state if you do. If you turn around with throw, you won't get counter hit, but you'll still be committing to a whole throw animation. But in certain instances, it might be able to save you. For Ling Xiaoyu, Master Raven, and Lei Wulong, they can't turn around using the forward tech because they actually have a backward walk with forward. Lei is especially screwed in this situation because he has no other escape option. Ling has a frame 1 back turn low parry with down 1+4, and she can use it to deal with strings with a low in it if there's a gap. She also has one for highs and mids, but it only gives her frame advantage and nothing guaranteed. Though both these options can be baited and punished, but it still works like a traditional parry where you can't counter knees, elbows, shoulders, and headbutts. Master Raven has a counter that counters everything on frame 1, and she just teleports away. Very situationally, you can sometimes get a punish with it. Though it could be baited out and punished with something gapless, or you could start it off as the back turn punish with a gapless string. She also has a forward 1+2 punch counter, but it only works if there's a gap. She also has a back turn power crush, but the startup takes longer than just her turning around with back. Akuma, for some reason, when he does an EXDP, turns around, and he could use it to escape some options, but not all options. He also has a teleport, but you can only do it towards the opponent, and it will go away from them. But of course, this can be baited, and even the EXCP can be baited as well. Akuma, Ling, and Raven are definitely the worst offenders. Against them, you have to keep your shit completely gapless. Some characters have some back turn escape options as well, but most of them won't save you for a lot of the options here. Though Yoshimitsu with his back turn spin, and Kunimitsu with her up back 3 and her back turn 3+4 are some honorable mentions. The little general guideline is if you're +7, you can get a 12 frame move guaranteed, even if they turn around with back or forward. If they turn around with back though, they could also get hit by 13 frame moves, so just be careful because in case they turn around with forward, you could get blown up for it. At +8, you get a free 13 frame guarantee, regardless of if they turn around with back or forward. At +9, you get a 14 frame move for free, though keep in mind at the perfect axis for any of these options, if they turn around with forward, you still get an extra frame. It's all about the angles. And character idle positions and hurt boxes. A couple more things to keep in mind before we start. Tekken has a back turn protection system in place where each hit on the back will send the opponent farther and farther away. This next situation I'll call the wall tap. If your opponent is facing forward towards a wall and you hit their back into it, they'll have a forced turnaround animation where it could cause a lot of back turn punishes to not work. What can I say? Tekken is a 3D game and these things happen, but it doesn't mean you're out of options. You just gotta learn what to do in these scenarios. And I'm also not going over these in this video. Alright, that's gonna do it for the explanation and the intro. Now let's jump into the character options. Double down forward 1-2 will hit if you're just holding back, but if you're holding forward, you could block this shit more often than not. And it's -13 if they do. Down 2 fireball FADC will blow you up for turning around with forward, but this shit's still kinda iffy at times. Heavy Tatsu is guaranteed here, even if you turn around with forward. And it also works on the sides. Or Akuma can get a full launch if he spends 1 bar a meter for his EX Tatsu, but it doesn't launch when he's directly behind them, because the screw doesn't hit you. You have to be slightly off axis for the screw to connect. Special cancelable move into Fireball FADC can link to a back throw. And there's also wall splats for a combo. I forget if they said this was changed or not, but I couldn't for the life of me get this to loop more than twice now. You could cash out with a heavy DP for the second rep for slightly more damage. You can also get 1 more point of damage with a heavy Tatsu ender, but I don't think it's worth it. The positioning is kind of ass with the temple. And of course his back throw breaks walls. Also, any cancelable move into Fireball FADC into down forward 2-1 is free, but just make sure you adjust your combo accordingly in case you turn around or not. As long as you're plus 11, you should be fine to get that down forward 2-1. You could also spend 2 meters for an extended version of this and get around 100 damage or more. Elisa's charge 1-2-2 will launch you for trying to turn around in any direction. You gotta try to low crush it with the back turn hop kick, which of course she has counters for. And Steve doesn't even have one. For some weird reason, Lars can avoid this by just holding down back. Maybe more characters can do this as well, but I wasn't able to test it ever yet. Alisa's wall sending 1-2-3. I like the forward 2 filler here because you could kind of adjust your combo after you eyeball if they flipped over or not. But if you know you're at the correct axis for it, you could go for back ones and flip them over for a more damaging combo round. Down back 2-2 into back 4-4 is free for Alisa, but it only hits when you're directly back turn. The only way you can turn around from this is by doing a back turn throw, but in this scenario, you're just giving her more damage. On the side though, down back 2-2 is a nosebleed stun which you could break by holding down and get a float if she goes into her boot follow-up, or if you don't break it, she just gets it for free. Akuma can escape with his back teleport, and Yoshi can just turn around by holding back, and I'm guessing some other small characters can as well. Against Yoshi and other smalls, I would just take the forward 1+2 and its follow-up. This string only works from directly back turn. If it's on the side, they can duck the follow-up. Her down forward 3-3-3-1 gives a free back throw on the back. And on the side, this could do even more damage because you can link her 4-4-3 afterward. But if it is on the side and not directly on your back, you can duck the last hit and launch her ass for it. I probably recommend using her down forward 1-2-3 if you are on their side. Or you could use her 3-3-2 as well. Armor King has 2 +8 moves that will guarantee a free shoulder, his jab, and 1+2-4. Down 2-4-3 will work on the back and give a free ollie kick, and also works on the side too, which is kind of nice. Little bit of Oki juice. If they try to get up with up, you can blow them up with delayed hop kick and then 1+2-2 into ollie kick screw and then burning knuckle. Delayed hop kick will still launch them if they try to get up by holding back. The nice part about the 1+2-2 filler is that it's easy to adjust the combo if they get up with back or up. Forward 2-1 for Armor King on the opponent's back will never give a wall splat, but gives him a free ground throw attempt. The 2 throw will resplat for it to loop, and the 1 throw will still keep the wall position. You can cash out with this easy route here, or you could try to peel them off the side of the wall with down back 2-4 twice into a full combo. Little bonus as well, Armor King's left side throw also breaks floors for a full combo. Asuka's 2-1, 1+2 string does nothing on back turn opponents, but if it hits opponents on the side, she will get a full screw launch if you try to hold back or forward to turn around. But if it hits on the side, you can duck and launch her for it. But she also has a mid-extension to check you for ducking there, and it leaves her in full crouch for a little bit. Her left side throw gives a free forward 2. This is what happens if they hold up. This is what happens if they hold back. And this is, you can't even side roll this shit, you just gotta take it. These next 2 strings, though really hard to do, if you recognize it, you can back turn throw before the second hit and duck and launch her for it. But it's not the same case for her back 2-1-4 string. And the combo can be a little inconsistent depending on the axis you're at. Bob's back 2-2-4-4 string is a pretty reliable one on the side or back. You can also use down 2-1-2-2 as well. But I don't really recommend it. There is an axis where the last hit just whiffs for some reason. Look at that. Down back 4-4-3-3, you can pick it up on their back with down 3-4 for a full screw combo. Sometimes they'll flip over forward, or sometimes they'll stay back turn. You just gotta adjust the combo accordingly. And sometimes the screw doesn't even connect. You can also do the same thing with his up forward 2-3, 3+4, 3+4 string, and adjust the combo accordingly if they stay back turn. Only problem with these 2 strings is that they're a little slow. Bryan has a bunch of +8s that give him a free down forward 2-1. He can do back 3 forward 1 for his while standing 1, and I probably recommend doing the mock kick right away in case you don't know if they're going to turn around or not, but if you do, you can optimize the combo for it. But it can be a little inconsistent sometimes. They could just hold back and the while standing 1 just whiffs. 3-3-2 is Bryan's strongest back turn punish. But if it's not fully on their back and it's on their side, the opponent can duck to get out of this. I probably recommend doing 3-2-1-2 here in case you are on the side. One thing to note though, if Bryan ends the combo with down 2-3 on a back turn airborne opponent, it is a taunt setup. He also has a pseudo infinite with his back 4 at the wall. You cannot turn around from this with any direction. The only way you can turn around from this is by a back turn throw, but you're kind of just delaying the inevitable if the Bryan calls you out on it. Also, one last thing, Bryan's back 4 when it hits you on the side is actually a nosebleed sign and you can avoid the follow-up with down. Claudio's while standing 1-1 into holding back will get you hit by the hop kick. Holding forward more often than not, you can block the hop kick unless it's on the perfect axis. If you're not on the perfect axis though, down forward 3-1 will still hit if you're turning around with back or forward. If you are holding forward to block the hop kick, 2-1-2 can blow you up. You gotta turn around with either down back or down forward, but Claudio has 2-1-2 delayed and you can kind of confirm that. Ling can just parry all of his follow-ups. For her, just use his shoulder. Deligent can do 1-2-3-4 into a free down back 2, but I think this string's kind of ass. You have to be really far to their side because they could just block 3 even if you're pretty far behind. Down forward 3-2-4 into fly 1, you get his Thunder Godfist, Heaven's Gate, or just go for the good old classic, the laser scraper. Dragunov's Mini's 10 string on the back is never guaranteed. You could duck the third hit, or you could just avoid the string by holding down back and then blocking the last hit, which is -14, punish accordingly. 1-3-2 though, you can't avoid, and if he's near the wall, he gets a stomp for free. Get up, you give him a little more damage. This is a +8 into a free 13. Up back 2 into down forward 2 is free if you hold back. In most instances, you could try to turn around and block it with forward, except for when it's at the perfect axis, it's still guaranteed. Or just take the down forward 2 back turn because the back turn combos are kind of ass. He can blow you up for turning around with forward with down back 2-1-2. Just make sure you confirm it though because it can still turn around with back. And if you still let the full thing rip, it's -14. Ah yes, the Dragunov Classic, the back 2-1-3. You should be a little bit cautious though against Ling because she could use her back turn low parry to blow up the last hit. If you ever hit down 2-3 on a back turn opponent, 1+2, 1+2 is guaranteed. I personally love this spring kick combo for his back 3-3 to turn the opponent around. Go for a little more damage with this combo route. And a little bonus side switch 4-4-4 combo for you. Eliza can do her 2-2 into her light dragon punch for a full combo. And then she can spike with 4-4-4-2, fireball 2. And if they try to hold back, the only way you can get up in this situation, the fireball will hit for a full standing scan. But if you're slightly to the left on the opponent's back, holding back will actually flip them over. 1-2-3 also works as well for 1 more point of damage. And if Eliza uses 1 bar a meter for like Oki, Moonglide 4 or whatnot, you can take the fireball, ground it, and then tech roll to blow her ass up. Most commonly you'll see the Moonglide 3-4 to catch people rolling back here, but same thing here, tech roll after hitting the fireball, ground it, and then blow her up for it. She can go for a little bit of a safer option with like Moonglide 1-4, especially if she tries to hit confirm it, but even if not, she's only -11 with this one. And if you're on the perfect axis, you can get all this for free. If you're not on the perfect axis though, you could just hold back and block the last hit and get a punish. But if you are on the perfect axis, this is the 2-meter variation that even works against Alisa's unique get up 1+2 or spring kicks. Couple of strings that are guaranteed if Frank ever gets to somebody's back. 3-1-2 into down forward 1-2 is also guaranteed if you try to turn around with back or forward. But if you're on their side, the opponent can duck the second and third hit. Back 4-3-2 still works on the back, and I probably recommend this if you're on the side because it still works as well. 4-3-4 is an interesting one because if you get the first hit to whip, you actually get a free down forward 2-3 here, but good luck! I really doubt I'm ever going to see this in a match, but just in case, you know. The down forward 1-1 is an easy filler because you could adjust it if they're back turn or not. Couple of strings that are guaranteed on the back. Feng has a couple of +8s that give him a free 13 frame on the opponent's back. Down forward 4-3 into shoulder will hit if you're holding back, but you can block it with forward more often than not, and I probably wouldn't recommend going for the shoulder just in case. Back 4 is a lot safer option and it's guaranteed either way. But against Lei or Ling Xiaoyu, since they can't turn around with forward, this is guaranteed on them. If Feng ever gets a back turn 1 on a back turn opponent, he gets his full down forward 4 string if they try to turn around with back or forward, but they can still turn around with back turn throw to blow you up. A completely safe attempt would be back turn 1 into down forward 4-3, back 4, because even if back 4 is blocked, it's safe. 3-3-4 is Fang's best back turn punish. If they stay grounded, it does 80. If they try to get up with back roll, it'll still hit them. And if they get up with up like a dumbass, you get a free shoulder. But it's kind of iffy depending on the axis. Little bonus combo. I could only do this on Bryan, but it might work on some other characters as well. Ganryu's 2-1-2 is a pretty beefy back turn side punish, and he gets an unscaled slide at the end as well. And if they roll back, you know, he's getting full damage on that slide. In this scenario right here, his backswing blow, if you hold back or forward, 2-1-2 will blow you up. You gotta turn around with down back or down forward to try to punish that. But this is a little guessing game. If he does down forward 2, he'll blow you up for holding down back or down forward. But if you hold back, you can block down forward 2 and punish him. A stronger mid option to blow up the duck is probably back 2-1-2. You could try to confirm it off the first 2 hits, and even if you let the whole thing rip, it's only -12. Down forward 1-4 is the only truly guaranteed string. If you catch them turning around with down back, you get the full thing into one more down forward 1-4, but just make sure you confirm it because they could duck the third hit and launch you for it. Down 1+2 on back turn opponents gives a free forward 3+4 if you go into this animation. If you try to turn around with back or forward though, clap will catch you. You gotta turn around with down back. I probably recommend down back here. You could duck down 1+2 from back turn and you'll get this type of knockdown, even after his punch parry as well, and he only gets a 1+2. Now onto this SOB. He gets all this guaranteed for free on the back, but if he goes for the low version, it gives one more point of damage because it resets the scaling just a little bit for the low. And if you're on this axis, you can actually get a pickup for it with the while sending forward. Just be careful going for the back 4-4 screw because if they tech roll and the axis isn't right, they flip over like this and they could duck and launch you for it. Down 4 also works and it's a little bit safer, just in case the axis isn't right, and you get a little more damage off this as well for no meter. And the metered version, use the low, it resets the scaling. Get 107 damage for this combo round. Doesn't work on Xiao Yu though because her pesky little back turn low parry will blow this up. But we have an answer for that too. The mid version she can't do anything about and it only does a little bit less damage than the low. Gigas forward 2, down 1, golem 1 is guaranteed on the opponent's back. This is the easy route. If you want a little more damage, you can go for forward 2-1, down forward 2-1, into the unscaled ender. Heihachi has a couple of +8s that gives a free twin pistons on the opponent's back. You could also do this string on a fully back turn opponent as well, or use the first couple hits of his 10 string into a free grounded stomp. I really wish the Omen worked here. Also works on the sides, but I highly caution using it on the left side. Left side, stomp doesn't even work. Probably should go with the 4-4-2 ender. And if you're not far enough to their left, it could actually block the low and launch you for it. And this string kind of sucks because it kind of moves Heihachi to the left as well. If you ever get a launch on an opponent's back, you could go for forward 4 into Oki here. Forward 4-2 will hit them grounded. And it will catch back rolls, but it will never hit them if they side roll counterclockwise. But in this case, you could use down 3 and it will catch both side rolls, but the down 3 actually will not catch back rolls. If you just need something guaranteed, a little bit of damage for guaranteed, down 1 will cover all the options. A raise drive on a back turn opponent into down forward 1-1 will flip them over for a regular combo. I see this setup a lot with a lot of Hwoarangs. They go for like a screw into up forward 2 into plasma blade, but it's decent. It hits back rolls as you can see here. But you can more often than not counterclockwise side roll it. But 4-4-3 will catch both side rolls. And it's the exact same scenario if the Hwoarang chooses to spike with up 3+4 as well. This is the strongest combo I could find with Hwoarang on somebody's back, but the combo itself is a little bit inconsistent. Hwoarang can also get a couple of launchers from his right foot forward, down forward 4. He can go into either his up forward 4 or his back 3 from the stance. Couple options off of Jack's 2 jab on the opponent's back. Could also do the forward 1-2-2 string as well. And if you get someone with the full 2-1-2 string, you got a crouch cancel back 3-2 to get a combo. Raise the roof is a little bit easier to hit on the opponent's back. And if you do too, you can switch sides to get back to the front. You could also do it after his 1 uppercut or his 4-4-2. Jack is one of the few characters in this game that has a 70 damage back throw, and his 1 throw will give some decent Oki. And it also breaks the floor. You could use forward 4 on bigs to pick up into back 1. Or if you're not sure, and if they're small, you could just do regular standing 4 into back 1 and it should work just fine for just 2 points less damage. His 2 throw though breaks walls and balconies. You could also get it off of Jack's windmill punches if they try to punish the second to the last hit. Jin gets 1, 2, 3 on the opponent's back to an easy down 2, or you could get a little more damage with 4, 3. If you land Jin's LORK on an opponent's back, you could get his regular staple combo. Jin's back forward 2, 3 forward into Zen 1+2 is his strongest back turn punish. But it does have an issue where the second hit pushes them out a little too far sometimes, and on the side they could duck it. Probably recommend using his new string with back forward 2, 1, down forward 2 instead for only 3 points less damage. This is always guaranteed no matter what, and then also she has a couple of strings that works against opponent's back as well. Her back one is 11 frames and you can use the whole string to punish Cali roll. Her down forward 2 also doesn't count as an elbow, so Zhao Yu can back turn parry it. But the knees she can't do anything about. Also another thing, if they hold back, down forward 2 will launch, but more often than not if you hold forward you can block it. Unless they are at that sweet spot perfect axis. 2-4 switch stance 4 is also guaranteed, and if it hits slightly to the side you still retain the wall bounce properties. You could also do 2-4 into raise drive. You can go for the same forward 1+2 down 3 4 filler and adjust after the screw. And a bonus side switch crouch dash 2 combo, you have to be slightly to the right axis on their back. Julia's 1-2-1-1 has a different property when it hits from the front versus the back. You don't get the same jumping stomp when it hits on the back. Here you should just go for the 4-4-2. 4-4-1 is probably your best string on the back, and going for the spike with either down forward 1 or 1+2 into 4-4-3 is the best option. And her back throws do 55 damage and they both look like they should break the floor, but they don't. Katarina 1-1-2, back 1-2 is free. 3-3-3 into Harrier 4 is also guaranteed. Back 1 into the Harrier down forward 1+2 throw is guaranteed only when they're directly back turned though. Slightly to the side they can still duck it. Nice part is that our hop kick goes into a bound state and you can just flip them over with her down 2. Kazumi has a couple of +8s that give her a free 1+2 or down forward 1-2. Though offered standing 3, I'd probably recommend just doing the 3-2 string as you get more damage anyways. Kazumi's back 4 is +9 on hit, you still get the 1+2 and the down forward 1-2 follow-up. If they turn around with back, the top kick will hit here. More often than not, if they turn around with forward, they can block it, but unless it's at the perfect axis, this will hit. Forward 3 into her fly 3+4 is guaranteed. You just have to adjust the combo in case they're back turn or in case they turn around. Kazuya has a couple of +8 situations where it gets a free 1+2 or down forward 4-4. 3-1-4 being the best in terms of damage. 1-2-4-3 is a pretty solid option on the opponent's back as well, but just be careful for Ling, she can back turn parry it. But of course you could bait this out. King's back 2-4 is +9 and it'll give him a free down forward 1-2, but on the perfect axis on medium bigs it'll give him a hop kick. Any smaller character than that can just turn around with back and it's kinda inconsistent. Against Ling and Lei, even though it's not on the perfect axis, forward 2-1 will still hit them, and Ling can parry it because it counts as an elbow. Against other characters though, unless it's on the perfect axis, they can turn around with forward and duck the high and launch you for it. But going for kings forward 2, down 1, 2 is probably best. Into standing 2, back 2, 1 into burning knuckle. He'll catch both tech rolls and hit them grounded. King also has a unique back throw with back forward 1+2, which does 75 damage by the way. It also breaks floors. Kuma and Panda has one of the stronger back turn throws which does 70 damage. And like Jack, you could also go for 2-1-2, but it's easier to screw with while sending 1-1. Also for bears, their left side throw does 50 damage and also breaks floors. I always thought Kunimitsu's 2-2-2 string was guaranteed on somebody's back, but you can actually duck the 3rd and 4th hit. And of course you could duck it on the side. Her down forward 1-2-2 string will give a free corsical forward 2 if it hits an opponent directly back turn, but on the side it does not. Her best option is probably just go for the regular launch into double knees, crouch dash 2 into this unscaled, but if you're directly back turn, the set 1-2-3 actually whiffs for some reason. The strongest option is probably off the up back 2+4. Lars is an interesting case because this back 4 is actually only +8, but the forward back 2-1 still connects even if they turn around with forward. It's one of the few instances in the game where it still works. And the nice part is, if the combo hits from back turn, he's still to flip them over very easily with dynamic entry 2. Back 3 into silent entry 3 is also guaranteed. It has the best advantage in terms of the silent entry transitions. And also if you're on this slight off axis right here, you can go for an unscaled ender, but it only works on medium sizes and up. This situation right here, you can block by turning around with forward, or you could throw in between the 1st and 2nd hit. And if Lars overcommits with the forward back 2-1, it is launch punishable. Lars 4-3 into DSS forward 2-2 1+2 is guaranteed on the back. You get 2 more points of damage if you do the forward 4 version. On the side, you can actually duck this. You could even go for the full Shaolin spin kick into the wall bounce string, and it will also retain the wall bounce properties if you go for it. You could also do 3+4-4 as well, and it will still combo as long as you get a +9 DSS. If you get junkyard on the opponent's back, you can flip them over with forward 4 up 3, but sometimes on a weird axis it won't actually flip them over and you will have to adjust the combo as forward 3 legend kick doesn't hit here. And one very unique punish against Master Raven's 1-1-4, you could use forward 4-3 into this DSS string and pick her up like this and she can't do anything about it. Lee's 1-2-2-3 is a very good string, even if it hits on the back or the sides. As long as you get the 3rd hit to connect, the last hit will be free. While standing 2-3, you could get a full combo by picking them up with back 1-1. And you get 3 more points of damage if you actually get the just spring version. Down forward 3-2-3 is also a full launch on the opponent's back as well. Lay's Razor Rush into the low will launch an opponent when they're back turn, but this string is kinda iffy. Forward 3-1-2 is the juice if you get to somebody's back, but for some weird reason, if you flip them over with forward 3-1, the standing 3 doesn't hit here, or the back 2-4 string. But you can still go for the wall carry variation with the 1+2-1 and it works just fine. And here's the max damage variation, but this one's pretty hard to do. You gotta do the tornado kicks here raw. Leo can do 1-2-1-4 guaranteed on an opponent's back, but if you're on their side, they can actually duck the last 2 hits. You can sacrifice some damage for some safety with 1-2-1-1, because the last hit is mid and they can only get a 13 frame punish on you. 3-2-3 works on side or back. Back 2, 1+2, you get a free 13 frame down forward 1, or you could go for 2 if they try to turn around with back. But more often than not, they could block the 2nd hit with forward, but it's not too risky. If you're at the perfect axis though, it is still guaranteed. If they try to turn around with forward though, you could blow them up with 1-2-1-4, but they could also blow you up with down back or down forward. Down 2 is +9 and you get a free back 2 string, or you could go for a down forward 2 if they hold back, They can block it though if they hold forward unless it's on the perfect axis. 3-2-4 into KNK3. A lot of times you can turn around with forward to block 3, but on the perfect axis is guaranteed. For the times you do get the KNK3 to hit, 2-1 is a great filler here because if you don't know if they're going to turn around or not, you could adjust it after the 2-1. Leroy gets 2-1-2-1 on the opponent's back, and it's a pretty decent string too because it works pretty well on the opponent's side. Down forward 3-1, 1+2 also works on the opponent's back. Forward 2-3-4 into Hermit 4, 1+2 is guaranteed on the opponent's back, but sometimes they could just turn around with back and then the 4 will whip. Lidia has a bunch of +8s that give it free down forward 1-2. And you could use her down forward 3-4 into 4-4-3 on the opponent's back as well. And if to get up, you could do 4-4-3 a little late to catch back rollers. Down forward 3-4 on the side, you get a free forward 1+2, and they can't back roll to avoid this. Forward 4-3-1 though is probably the strongest option when you're directly to someone's back. And same scenario with her down forward 3-4, 4-4-3 will hit grounded and catch them getting up. Lili's 1-2, 1+2 is guaranteed. Same with her back 1 into forward 2-1. Back 2-1, 1+2. If you're directly on their back, you get a free cartwheel. It'll launch straight if they hold back to get up here. And if they hold up, they'll get launched back turn. So just adjust the combo. And back 2-1, 1+2, they can back roll from the side. While standing 1-2-4, if they knock down like this, you get a free forward 4-4, a little more damage if they get up. But if you're directly back turn, you do not get that and you should just take the down 3. Up forward 3+4, 3+4 is also guaranteed on the opponent's back, and it's pretty easy to adjust the combo if they're back turn or not because Lily's going to be doing that big jumping 4, and then you can just confirm if they're back turn. Chloe's +8 into a free 13. 1-2, 1+2 only works if they're directly on their back. If they're on their side, you can duck the last part and launch it for it. But luckily she does have a mid variation for this, and it's only -4 if she does recognize she's on the side. 3-4 is also guaranteed when it hits the opponent's back. The combos are kind of a little wonky though. And her down forward 1+2 throw is only +8, kind of like the Lars situation, but she gets a down forward 3-3 guaranteed even if you try to turn around with forward. 1-2, 1+2 will hit you if you try to turn it around with back or forward, but you could avoid this by down back. But it's a little mix up because if you do try to turn around crouching, she can launch you with a down forward 2. But you could punish her down forward 2 if you turn around with back or forward. A couple of +8s here from Marduk to get a free down forward 4-2. But against bigs, down forward 3, 1+2 I wouldn't recommend because they kind of get pushed away too far. You could get VTS 4 if you went into VTS after. And it doesn't work after his 1-2-3 string. 2 down 1+2 is also a guaranteed string on their back. Forward 2 down 1-2 is the stronger option on the opponent's back. But the string is very finicky. Though, if you're at this axis, you can actually go for an unscaled full crouch down forward 4-ender. But it also has that inconsistency issue even more here. Forward 3-2 on the back, you can flip them over easily with full crouch 1+2. But this string also has those issues where the second hit can whip. Both of Marduk's back turn throws will do 60 damage and break floors for a full combo. His one throw, you can turn around and get a regular combo. Whereas his 2 throw will be a back turn combo. (1-1-4) is all free if it hits someone's back. I see this situation a lot from Raven players with the double down back 2-1. It'll only hit if you turn around with back. If you turn around with forward, you could even duck the second hit and launch her for it. And against characters like Kunimitsu and maybe some other smalls, they could turn around with just back and the second down back 2 won't be in range. Couple of other strings for Raven into guaranteed follow-ups for her. 3-3-4 is a good one into up forward 3. They can't side roll in either direction, and if they back roll, you're giving her full damage on that up forward 3. Raven's back turn 3-4-4 into back turn 1+2 is also guaranteed, but it doesn't work against characters like Yoshimitsu. Back turn back 2-3 is probably her strongest option. Just make sure you adjust the combo in case you turn around or not. Though a downside is that it comes out of her back turn stance. Couple of +8s here for Miguel that gives him a free down forward 1-2. Miguel's up back 1-4 is +9 and will give a hop kick if they turn around with back, but in most instances they could block it with turning around with forward, unless it's at the perfect axis. Miguel's Savage 1-2-1 is the strongest back turn punish. The only problem is that it comes out of his Savage stance. You could cash out with the 4-4-2-1 or go for back 3 for some Okuzeme. Back 3 into Savage down forward 2 will also launch back rollers, but it's very easy to side roll in either direction. Though it's a little mix up between Savage down back 3, which will catch both side rolls. His 1-2-4 will hit you if you try to turn around with back or forward. You have to try to duck it, but it's really hard to get any damage on it. But it's a little mix if Miguel does 1-2, 1+2 to try to catch you turn around ducking. He's also +4 if you block it normally, and definitely don't mash the turn around. Negan gets a free down forward 1-2 after 1-1. He also gets a free Intimidation 1-2 after down forward 4-2 on the back. 1-2-2 is the sauce though, and if the up forward 4 turns him around, you can go for this route here. And if it doesn't, go for this one here. Negan's counter at down back 4 into 1-2-2 will hit you if you hold back here, but if you hold forward, the 1-2 will hit you, but you'll be able to block the last hit. If you duck it though into the side step left, you can launch him for it. Down back 1-2 will hit you if you try to turn around ducking, but you could also block it and punish him if you block it with forward. Nina's down forward 3-4, 3+4 gives a free charge blonde bomb or a dash into quarter circle forward 2. Like Anna, she could also use 3-3-2 on their back as well, but she also has a 4-3-2 that does a little bit more damage. Down forward 3-2-3 is also a good option into up forward 4, and you could adjust the combo after the up forward 4 in case they turn around or not. It's very easy to eyeball and you get more damage if they do turn around. You could also get this string after a side step 1 back into down forward 3-2-3. Same goes for her down forward 3-4, 3+4 string. You could also pick up a down 4-1 after the side step 1 variation when they turn around like this. +8 after his down forward 4-2 and he gets a free 13 here. And 2-2-2-2-2 into down 1 will hit twice in most situations, but if they side roll counterclockwise, only one hit will hit. Down 2 is probably the best option for the most guaranteed, but down back 1+2 is the juiciest, and also doubles up as a back roll or quick rise catch. But there is an instance where you can try to side roll it clockwise. Also, the string isn't guaranteed on the side. Noctis can also go for back turn screw into down back 1 spike into roll 1 to hit them grounded, but more often than not you can try to side roll it counterclockwise to avoid it. I see Paul players going for the 1-2 Iron Mountain a lot when they get to the opponent's back, but it's a very iffy situation. They can block it with forward, and sometimes it just whiffs when you're holding back. It only works on the perfect axis, not worth. Down forward 1-1-2 also works on the back, but it's juicier when it hits on the side. You can get a back 2 very easily, or a micro dash into Iron Mountain. With Rage, you could also get a clean hit Rage Drive. A little bit harder to do on the left, but it is still possible. Paul's 3-2 into backsway 1+2 is his best option, and it's very easy to adjust the combo in case you turn around or not. You always just do the crouch dash 1 and then adjust from there. Same thing as well when Paul's in rage, you just go for the launch into the rage art and then adjust from there. Shaheen gets 2-3 into sneak cancel while sending 3-3. You could also get it after 1-2-3 if you're directly on their back. Forward 3+4 into sneak cancel hop kick is also guaranteed. Just make sure you adjust the combo in case they turn around it. And on to my main. 2-1 flicker 1-2 is guaranteed on the back, but it doesn't work off the side. And you have better options anyways. 2-1, 1-2-1 is free at +9. If they try to turn around with back or forward, forward 1+2 will hit them. But it's kind of risky because if they turn around ducking, they can launch you for it. Though if they try to turn around with down back or down forward, forward 2-1 here will hit. But it's very risky in case they turn around with back, because they can interrupt it with 15 frames and 16 frame trades. I recommend going for the peekaboo forward 2 on its own to be a little bit safer. You could also go into peekaboo cancel into Sonic Fang, but a lot of times the second hit whiffs. You could also go for 2-1 into the flicker throw. And if the wall is to your right, you could also get a little mini combo with Sonic Fang. In most cases though, 2-1 into peekaboo up forward 2 is probably the best option. If they turn around, you could go for this route. If they stay back turn, you could also go for the spike into closer to forward 2. It has to be slightly off axis though. Down forward 2, duck 2 also works. And if you want a little bit more safer option for Oki here, you could go for peekaboo down 1. Xiaoyu's 1 down 2 mistrust into the side switch combo only works if you're slightly to the right axis. If you're not sure if they're going to turn around or not but during the mistrust, you could always go for the forward 3-1 filler and adjust from there. Also works after a down forward 1. Her forward 3 string also gives a free shoulder. If you ever get hit by Ling's AOP up forward neutral 3, the best option here is trying to turn around with forward and launch punishing the mistrust. But sometimes even turning around with forward will still get you blown up for it. Couple of little guarantee situations for Yoshi here. But the best option for Yoshi is probably going to be the back 2-1. After the screw, you can spike with up forward 1 into crouch dash 1. It also doubles as a back roll or quick rise catch. If you need a flip over, you could also go for this route for wall carry. Also, in no sword stance, Yoshimitsu can link his up 2 into flash. 2-1-3 into Mantis 3 is guaranteed, and if they back roll, you give her more damage. She's only +7 here, but Scarecrow 3 forward 3 still hits. She also gets the full Scarecrow 3-3-4 on the opponent's back here into an unscaled combo ender. A couple of situations here where she gets a guaranteed Scarecrow 4. Good filler here is Scarecrow 1 into down 3-3, and you can adjust the combo after the screw. Of course, if you know they're going to turn around though, you could optimize the combo for more damage. One plus 2, 4-4, if you hit them directly back turn, they will flip over like this, and back 3 or Scarecrow 4 will be guaranteed here. And Scarecrow 4 will also double up as a back roll catch or quick rise catch. But if you're slightly to the right, you could pick them up with down back 3 for a full combo. And while sending 4 will be the optimal, it does a little bit more than the down back 3 pickup. Against bears, you could just pick up with straight up down forward 1. But also if you're at this axis, the last hit is very inconsistent no matter the character. Oh my god, that was a long one. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for making it till the end. And here's the top 5 strongest back turn punishes in the game in order. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Till then, peace.